Hey, I'm Jackson Lampley. I play football at the University of Tennessee, and this is the No Playbook Podcast.
All right. Thank you so much for checking out the show. This is the podcast featuring the outstanding athletes, coaches, and experts from East Tennessee, not just Tennessee Vols, but high school athletes that are outstanding from here in East Tennessee. As a matter of fact, next week I've got Elsa Morrison coming on the podcast. She is a very good softball player that's already committed to be a Lady Vol. But today, talking with Jackson Lampley, big-time member of the Tennessee offensive line. He joins the show just hours after we found out where Tennessee is going to be landing in the college football playoff. So we talk a lot about that. But also Jackson is a Tennessee guy. So playing at Tennessee was always, really a dream of his. His dad played at Tennessee in the 90s. We talk about that. And I got to be a part of an NIL event he was involved with last week at Loco Burro Tex-Mex Kitchen at West Town Mall. It was a taco eating contest. Spoiler alert, Jackson won the contest. He ate 9 tacos in 2.5 minutes. This podcast is brought to you by Stinnett Collision with locations in Maryville and Sevierville. Also, this episode is brought to you by Loco Burro Tex-Mex Kitchen and Tequila Bar. Again, it's there at West Town Mall. I'll get to Jackson Lampley right after this. Sit tight.
Hi, I'm Zach Stinnett, third-generation owner of Stinnett Collision. As a proud supporter of Tennessee athletics, we know that every game counts. When a collision puts you out of play, we're here to get you back in the game. Family-owned since 1965, Stinnett Collision now has locations in Maryville and Sevierville. With double the space and a team of certified technicians, we'll tackle your repairs and get you back on the road in no time. Don't let a collision sideline you. Visit Stinnett Collision today.
What's up, everybody? I'm Zakai Ziegler. I'm here at the Loco Burro here at West Town Mall. I'm showing the people how to make a fresh tortilla. So at Loco Burro, they make fresh tortillas. And this is how you do it. Put in some flour, shake it out. Boom. And that's how the magic happens. Pretty nice scenery here at the rooftop of West Town Mall. I'm liking the vibe. Little chill vibe, chill area. Oh, yeah, I'm a little nervous. Thank you so much. Wow, that's good. If you come to Loco Burro and use my name, you'll be able to get 10% off. So make sure you stop on by. I might be the best cook on the team. Think that's good?
Yep, you can go ahead and flip it. Hands, please.
Chef Boy RZ.
One.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Big day for you guys.
Absolutely. No, it's we kind of figured that heading into it, but yeah, that we'd be playing Ohio State after last night. But yeah, it's pretty good to be at that confirmation. So
Now you can focus and full steam ahead.
absolutely.
I was wondering if it was possibly going to be Penn State at home. That's what I was really crossing my fingers for.
I heard a little bit about that. I was glad that we didn't because you don't want to play them in a whiteout. So it's Ohio State's still going to be a tough environment, but we're ready for it. So
Yeah. I will say objectively, the whiteout is one of the coolest things in college football.
oh, it is. It definitely is. That's why you don't want to play in it.
Yeah, for sure. Social media person, her boyfriend is on the I guess recruitment team for Tennessee.
Yeah.
So I was talking with him Coleman is his name.
Okay.
And I was talking with him about, what are the options? And, he was just like, we're thinking it's going to be Penn State or Ohio State. So
Yeah.
did you guys get together as a team and watch the show?
No. If you remember last year, Florida State, all that went down. That's why we didn't do it. That's why, because it's we almost felt like it was bad luck or something like that.
That stunk. I don't remember. Were they together like a March Madness thing, and then it was bad news?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly how it was. That's exactly how it was.
So how you feeling about Ohio State?
You know what? I haven't gotten a good chance to watch them on tape yet. Just because I'm kind of waiting for our installs to come in and all that stuff, and figure out our game plan there. But no, I mean, yeah, they're a good team. But at the same time, I mean, they're our run game's really good. And so I feel like that'll help us out a lot. And no, I mean, but Ohio State's definitely a good team, so we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. Good question. Well, this is your sixth year with the program, right?
Yes.
So
Mhm.
you've gotten to see bowl preparations and all that stuff. This year, playing a game on December 21st, is that obviously changing the schedule? I bet.
Yeah, it's. I mean, most bowl games we've had since I've been there have been like December, 28th or like 29th or sometimes on New Year's Day. But no, I mean, it's just we've got to be prepared. I mean, that's the main thing. It kind of kicks your bowl prep at least into high gear. Usually, you don't start really preparing for the team um, itself, like really going like an overhaul and preparation until about the week before the game. And now it's kind of starting tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of stuff going in, and then we're just getting ready for them and try to come out with a victory there. So
Absolutely. It'll certainly be a lot of fun to watch. I had dinner reservations with my wife for that night,
yeah,
and I like as soon as I saw the time we're playing at 8 o'clock, I was like, "Sorry, sweetheart,
yeah,
we're changing those plans."
you got to.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious, you being with the program so many years, what all like your life has changed a lot since you were a freshman, I'd imagine. What are some of the cool things you've gotten to witness?
There's been a lot, and I know I'm probably going to miss out on some. The two victories against Alabama are probably the biggest one, really, because I mean when I first got to UT, Alabama was the number one team in the country just every year, and you're going to get Saban and all the stuff that comes with that. And we would get just absolutely destroyed by them my first 2 years, and then Coach Hype comes in, and that third year he was in there, we really felt like we had a chance, and we did, and we really honestly should have won that game. And then heading into 2022, we had some confidence about us, and ended up beating them off the Chase McGrath kick, and then this past year getting to beat them again and seeing them storm the field was pretty special. The Florida victories were pretty special too. My dad played here in the '90s, and so I grew up absolutely despising the Florida Gators, and so really getting to beat them, especially this past year with it being my last year was pretty special. And then finally, obviously, going into the playoffs, that's been really the best memory I've gotten to have here at UT. Just because considering where we came from, where my first year we lost to Georgia State and BYU, and which those teams were pretty decent, but at the same time, we shouldn't lose to them at Neyland, at least at that time. And so having that year, and then all of a sudden the next year going 3-7, it kind of almost seemed like the future was really bleak for us. But we've really been able to turn it around the past few years, and it's been pretty special to be a part of it.
That Zach Wilson BYU team feels like forever ago.
It does. It does. But like sometimes it feels like forever ago. Other times it feels like it was just yesterday. It kind of still haunts me a little bit.
Yeah. So now your dad playing at Tennessee in the 90s, I would imagine you grew up with a strong history of Tennessee knowledge.
I did. I did. I can tell you the most random facts about UT football. Uh, doesn't really matter what year it is. I mean, I know all about the Clausens and Al Wilson and Peyton and T and all those guys. And fortunately, I've been able to actually get to spend time with a few of those guys. Like Eric Westmoreland and Jabari Davis working the Legends of Tennessee camps. But no, I mean, it's been pretty special to be able to play for the university that my dad played at. And it just means a lot to me and my family.
So what's next for you, Jackson, after football?
So I would really like to get into coaching. That's something I've always been passionate about. My grandfather was a legendary high school football coach in the state of Kentucky. still has a record for the most consecutive wins at 50 games. So I would really like to get into college coaching. I really love coaching up our younger guys and being able to help them in their careers. So that's really what I want to do after this year.
Yeah, I would imagine there's a lot of guys that go from playing into the coaching profession. So that's cool. What about recruiting? So you being a Tennessee guy, and were you a 4-star? Did I see that right?
I was.
So what was that whole experience like for you?
So mine was kind of unique from the standpoint of, having a dad who played at Tennessee and then was also on the board of trustees at the time when I was getting recruited. Every school really knew that I was probably going to go to Tennessee. And I felt like the day I got offered by UT, I mean, I almost wanted to commit on the spot. I was a sophomore in high school, and it was my first offer, and that's what I wanted to do. My dad just was like, "Hey, look, let's look at other schools and let's do the process and figure it out." And I look at other places, and I always end up just comparing them to Tennessee. And then I remember back in 2017, actually, when Butch Jones got fired, and he was the first guy to ever recruit me. Love Coach Jones, all that stuff, and he gets fired. And so I was really looking elsewhere, and I was really close. I mean, really close to going to Auburn. And because I mean they were on top of the world at the time. They had just beaten Georgia and Alabama during the season, and they were number one in the country heading into the SEC championship. And I really wanted to go there. And then I met Coach Pruitt at UT, and that I realized kind of on the spot that this is where I need to be. And, I mean, Coach Pruitt's not my head coach anymore, but at the same time, I mean, there's nobody better in America to play for than Josh Heupel. I mean, there's not. So I'm glad I made the decision that I did. It was hard at times, with the whole UT thing looming over my head with all these other schools. But at the same time, I also know that I made the right decision.
Yeah. I loved it. You're getting me fired up, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, so we talk about the recruiting experience. Something else I don't hear a lot about is as one of the big fellas on the team, one of the linemen. So I'm a big Carolina Panthers fan, and I remember Jordan Gross, one of our best left tackles, was with the team for so many years. And when he decided he wanted to retire, it was like, I'm not exaggerating, 1 month. He went from looking the way he had his whole career to looking like a thin, ripped dude, just because that diet changes. What is that like for you, having like a dietary, nutrition plan and a weight plan, keeping up with all that?
Yeah, it's a lot of calories. It definitely is, but it's got to be good calories, right? Because you don't want to just sit there and eat, junk all day, and then it's going to end up hurting you in practice. But I'm not going to lie, it's pretty hard to maintain weight, especially in an offense that runs such high tempo. As an offensive lineman, you're on the field literally every play. I mean, these receivers and running backs and stuff like that, they get to sub out, and we still have to go every single play of the drive. So really for us, it's a lot of carbs, and then trying to eat lean, but definitely carbs are a big part of it.
And that intersects with your weightlifting program, I'd imagine, quite a bit.
It does. I mean, luckily, Coach Schmidt and Rhett Brooks and Dave Young and all those guys, they're some of the best in the country. And they really do, have us doing like O-line or like D-line specific lifts. And so that's been really great for all of us.
Yeah. Well, now we talk about what all we're eating. Of course, I got to meet you this week at Loco Burrow.
Oh, yeah.
Taco eating contest. You downed 9 in 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
What was that like? The whole experience?
I'm not going to lie to you. With all the accomplishments, you could say that an SEC football player could have in life. I mean, the biggest one was becoming the Loco Burrow taco eating competition champion. No, I had to channel my inner Joey Chestnut a little bit there. Try to drink some water at certain points just to get those tacos down, and found a good method of trying to fold them up and then trying to just shove them in there. And somehow I won. I really did not think I was going to win heading into that competition because you look, I mean, you got Bennett Warren and Omar next to me, and I thought those guys can eat. So somehow I won the competition though, and got some good stuff out of it. So it's been great.
So I have a question, and you can ask me to delete this if you like. But you guys got up and went to the bathroom afterwards. Did you have to go purge?
No, no, somehow I didn't. I don't know how. I mean, a lot of other guys, not going to name names, might be number 66, but he did end up purging during that. But no, I ended up being fine. So
That's great. I just thought it was a really fun thing. And so we have a partnership with the Vol Network, and we were kind of talking about NIL opportunities. And we were like, I'd love to bring something for the big guys that don't get as much NIL love.
oh, we loved it. No, it was awesome. It was awesome.
What other NIL opportunities have you gotten to be a part of since you've been at UT?
So I've got a Spire contract, Louisville Ball Club, and so a lot of that has gone through them over the past few months, whether that's like doing posts or in-person appearances. I've also had deals with Legends of Tennessee football camps, getting to hang out with Jabari Davis, Jarvis Rito, Eric Westmoreland, all those guys, and coaching the kids and throughout the state. So that's been my really biggest thing that I've done. And then also I've had some here and there. I had to deal with Hattie B's in Nashville, and a few other places. Martin Nelson, Denim, suit company out here. So it's been mainly Legends of Tennessee and the Vol Club, but also just some little things scattered around.
Yeah, I've gotten to do a lot with Jabari. He's such a good dude. And actually, I got to meet a ton of Vols with Dane Davis.
Yeah.
The camp he does up in the Tri-Cities.
Yes. The what was this past year? The third annual, I think.
Maybe. They're at what is it? Is it East Hamilton? No, not that's in Chattanooga.
It's Sullivan East.
Sullivan East.
No, I mean Dane and I have been best friends ever since we got here, and I cannot believe that he puts all that effort into these camps. I mean, with the amount of like stuff we have on our schedule and then having to balance classes and all that other stuff, I mean, I cannot believe that he's been able to, have camps these past few years and make them great for all these kids involved.
Yeah. Were you at those camps?
Yeah, I've been to every camp.
Okay. So I was working with D1 when D1 training was there, helping with them. So
yeah. No, that was good. That was good. I'm glad D1 got to be out there. It actually took a lot of pressure off of us with the drills.
I was doing their marketing there for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So Jackson, what's one thing that very few people know about you?
That's honestly tough. I mean, I guess from my social media presence, you can't really tell. I love the outdoors. I love hunting and fishing and stuff like that. I'm also a big country music fan, but I mean, you could probably guess that honestly if you ever heard me talk. But no, I mean, I just love being outdoors and just having a good time. I mean, I love to duck hunt, love to fish. Whether that's bass fishing or going down to Florida and try to catch tarpon out there, it's a lot of fun.
Now, one question everybody gets: share with me just one single, like most unforgettable sport.
Okay, so mine was the Alabama game in 2022. Okay, and so Bama has missed the kick already, and I know that we're going to get the ball back and we're going to get into field goal range because they gave us 15 seconds, which was way too much time for this offense. And so I'm standing there and, Dane and I are on the field goal unit. Okay. And I realized that the biggest play in Tennessee history in the past 20 years is going to be on our shoulders to, protect for this kick. Right. And so I'm sitting there, kind of nervous, and Dane comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, Jackson, you know that we're about to kick this game winner to beat Alabama, right?" I'm already nervous. And so I kind of like lash out a little bit at him. I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And anyways, we get out there and, my legs are kind of shaking. I got Will Anderson across from me and we end up making the kick and the rest is history. So that's definitely been my favorite one.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. So last season I had several of the baseball players on,
Mm.
and Coach Vitello, and I was talking to them about visualizing a championship.
Yeah.
As now it is what, 3-4 games away.
Yeah.
Can you guys visualize being there and celebrating and making that happen?
So here's the thing. Yes, but also you kind of don't want to get that mindset already. Um, right now we just need to be focused on Ohio State. And then, should we win Ohio State, be just focus on Oregon and then whoever we have to play after that. So really for us, I mean, yeah, you want to visualize, winning the championship and all that, and that's great, but you cannot look ahead. You've just got to take every game, one game at a time, and it's really a one game season, just every week. So that's kind of the mindset that we have to have, and the older guys have done a great job of enforcing that in the locker room and all that stuff.
It is so fun as a spectator. Just it feels like March Madness.
It does. It does. It's kind of odd in that sense. We'll also see how they end up doing it next year. I feel like with all the controversy about the automatic, first round bye, that'll end up being changed and all that other stuff. But I mean, Clemson, nobody thought they were going to get in, and then all of a sudden they win the ACC championship yesterday, and so that's another thing. It's been just wild to see all this drama going on with it.
Here for it though. I love it.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. That's perfect, man. I appreciate this. I'm going to try to have this out tomorrow.
Good deal. Yeah.
I really appreciate it, buddy.
No, thank you. No, thank you for having me.
Yeah, best of luck, and we'll stay in touch.
Thank you. Good deal. All right.
Thanks, dude. See you, man. Go Vols.
See you. Go.